Tristan Thompson recently admitted to having a 3-month intimate relationship with the woman that was suing him for child support while he was dating Khloe Kardashian. That's right, folks, in court documents that were filed earlier this month and published online, it reveals that Thompson had cheated on Khloe with Marley Nichols. Now, initially when Marley started posting about this, a lot of people tried to discredit her. They were saying that what she was claiming was false and then trying to say that the entire account itself was fake. Perhaps the account spreading this information was fake, but what's wild is that some of the details in these statements were actually true. I only say that perhaps the account was fake because on Marley's page herself she has said in her bio, "This is my only IG account. Please report any fake accounts making false statements. I have not made any posts or statements." And this could be for her own protection though, because recently he had this lawsuit sealed after requesting a gag order to prevent Nichols from engaging with the media. That happened right after the fake account started airing all of this dirty laundry. In one of the text messages from Tristan to Nichols, he says, "You know how I feel. My feelings haven't changed at all. Won't be involved at all. By the way, if you think having this baby is gonna make you some money, it's completely wrong. You are aware that I'm retiring after this season. So in terms of support, it will be whatever is required monthly for someone who's unemployed. It's Texas, so it will only be a couple $100s. So you're better off taking this $75K I'm offering you because you won't get nothing near that with having a kid with a father who's unemployed. All you will have is a baby with a father who has zero involvement with the child and a few $100s of child support a month." According to the court documents, Thompson and Nichols had met for the first time in December of 2020, and while Tristan claims that the pair did not have a serious relationship or an ongoing one for that matter, they did see each other sporadically from December 2020 to March 2021. Tristan goes on to deny constant communication with Marley, who is named as the petitioner in this court document, but in doing so he exposes a lot about himself, including the fact that he cheated on Khloe while he was with her. Tristan says in the documents, "We never had any telephone calls, emails, nor did we exchange text messages. We only communicated via the Snapchat application. My username on Snapchat has always been BlackJesus00. We use Snapchat to communicate to protect our privacy. After a Snapchat message, the message is automatically deleted. If either one of us would do something to try and save the message, the other party would be notified. I was never notified that petitioner saved a message from me. Petitioner never confirmed that I was notified of her retaining messages. Given the fact that our relationship was based on sex only, there would be no reason to keep any messages. Snapchat does not retain messages. Petitioner has attached to her papers many Snapchat messages which she claims are real and represent real communications between us. However, I strongly contend that these messages have been fabricated by petitioner." But the case for Tristan Thompson doesn't look good because this is not even the first time that he has cheated on Khloe Kardashian. Photos and videos were released of him kissing another woman back in 2018, just days before Khloe gave birth to their daughter True. Then in 2019, he admitted to cheating on Khloe with Kylie Jenner's best friend Jordyn Woods while they were hosting a party at his home. This was the straw that really broke the camel's back though, because after Jordyn discussed this situation on Jada Pinkett Smith's Red Table Talk, Khloe had to address his cheating, which led to her tweeting this out. "Why are you lying, Jordyn Woods? If you're going to try and save yourself by going public instead of calling me privately to apologize first, at least be honest about your story. By the way, you are the reason my family broke up." Now, she and Tristan tried to co-parent True after this, but were not romantically involved. What's bizarre though is that in an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in April of 2020, she revealed that she was actually considering Thompson as a sperm donor for another child, even though the two of them weren't together. The pair then officially got back together in August of 2020, with fans later speculating that the couple got engaged in April of 2021 when Khloe was spotted with a massive diamond ring. However, neither of them did confirm this. Then in May of 2021, when multiple news outlets started to report Tristan's cheating allegations, she was spotted without this ring. An Instagram account is claiming to be Tristan Thompson's new baby mama, and needless to say, Khloe Kardashian is not happy about it. Recently, the couple made headlines after news broke that a personal trainer by the name of Marley Nichols was pregnant with Tristan's baby. After making the news public through her Instagram stories, she also shared some leaked text messages between herself and Tristan. According to People magazine, Thompson is also being sued by Nichols for child support and pregnancy-related fees after she says they conceived a child together in March. Nichols apparently gave birth to the baby boy last week, according to her representation. In one of the text messages from Tristan to Nichols, he says, "You know how I feel. My feelings haven't changed at all. Won't be involved at all. By the way, if you think having this baby is gonna make you some money, it's completely wrong. You are aware that I'm retiring after this season. So in terms of support, it will be whatever is required monthly for someone who's unemployed. It's Texas, so it will be only a couple $100s. So you're better off taking this $75K I'm offering because you won't get nothing near that with having a kid with a father who's unemployed. All you will have is a baby with a father who has zero involvement with the child and a few $100 $1,500 of child support a month. He even just recently had this lawsuit sealed after requesting a gag order to prevent Nichols from engaging with the media any further. However, Khloe Kardashian knows about the baby and she was not pleased to hear about it. A source exclusively told Us Weekly amid the scandal, "This is a very sad time for Khloe. She really loves Tristan and still held a candle for him. She thought he might have changed his ways. Khloe now knows that Tristan was unfaithful to her when they were back together." In court documents obtained by the press, Thompson admitted to cheating on Khloe with Nichols and that he ordered genetic testing back in July before filing an amended petition in Texas last month, once again asking for a paternity test. As per the court documents, Marley also claims that her relationship with the NBA star began at least 5 months before his 30th birthday in March and continued throughout her pregnancy. This is Tristan's third child with another woman, and according to People magazine, Khloe has just decided to move on. The source speaking with People magazine goes on to say, "Khloe is moving on. Tristan and Khloe have been broken up for a while and things are okay between them." The insider then added that they both are just focused on co-parenting their 3-year-old daughter. In August, many people were shocked because about 2 months after their other breakup, rumors were circulating again that Khloe was taking Tristan back, and so of course the internet expressed their opinions on how they truly felt about this, with one user writing, "At this point, Khloe Kardashian has no self-worth. Anyway, I can't believe they tagged her in that." However, Khloe quickly responded to that and said, "You're telling me you made an assessment about my life because of a random blog? I think that says more about you than it does about me." And this prompted E! News to report that despite blog rumors, Khloe and Tristan were not back together. A source then added, "They are telling people they aren't back together but have been hanging out pretty often with True. Apparently she wants him around and they talk every day, and despite everything, Khloe has forgiven him for what he's done and would rather just be on good terms with him." Her friends though had apparently been encouraging her over and over again to not take Tristan back after his multiple cheating scandals. They also believe she only remained close with him because she always believed that he would change one day. However, as it turns out, once a cheater, always a cheater.
The Kardashians have been exposed time and time again for not only their use of Photoshop, but also plastic surgery. I can imagine how hard it must be to have millions of eyes on everything that you do, and there must be tremendous pressure to look perfect all the time. But the problem with pretending to be perfect is you're gonna get exposed for being not so perfect, which is the case with what's happening with Khloe Kardashian, who made headlines when she debuted her entirely new face and body a couple of weeks ago on Instagram. Although many people were praising Khloe Kardashian's new look, including her mom and her ex, Tristan Thompson, other people were quick to criticize. Here are some responses. Khloe Kardashian be looking like a different person every year. Cynthia Erivo reshared the video I showed you guys at the beginning of this video with the caption, "Hilarious." And now Khloe has responded to the backlash herself. Someone commented on one of Khloe's photos, "Why do you look so different in all your photos?" And Khloe's response was, "From my weekly face transplant, clearly." I mean, at least she has a sense of humor about it. Khloe insists that her changing face is due to makeup and contouring, but she also says that it could be because she's lost weight. Losing weight can definitely change your face. In fact, if I've ever lost weight in the past, the way that people could tell right away was my face. But with the case of Khloe Kardashian, it is so hard to tell what she actually looks like in person right now because she's not making public appearances. There's COVID, she's not on the red carpet or anything, so it's impossible to tell what she actually looks like. Plastic surgeons say that she looks like she's gotten a rhinoplasty, fillers in her lips, Botox in her forehead and around her eyes, as well as chin contouring with dermal fillers. I would also like to say that the way that the new photos of her were shot would also change the shape of her face as well. She's a tall woman, she's 5'8", so when you shoot up onto a person, that changes the shape of their face as opposed to shooting down on them, which makes them it's more flattering. This photo of Khloe was shot downwards. But honestly, as a former photographer and someone who used to retouch photos for a living, there is definitely Photoshop going on in these photos of Khloe as well. She's using the smoothing tool on her body, which is why part of her necklace doesn't have a string. There are also these editing apps that influencers are using that are like beauty AIs, and you just put your photo in and put on a filter and you instantly look 10 times prettier. It's not really noticeable unless you know what to look for, but yeah, once you've seen what these apps do to photos, you can definitely tell when it's being used. It just doesn't look real. It doesn't look like a real person. Honestly, I feel like it wouldn't be that big of a deal if Khloe was just like honest about it. She deletes the negative comments as well, which I can understand. She was probably excited about the photo because she does look amazing, and then for her to get all this backlash over it was probably kind of upsetting. Imagine a world where huge celebrities and influencers with millions of followers would have to declare when a photo of them is edited. Would it mean that they would just avoid editing altogether? Would it mean better self-esteem for the masses? In the same way that celebrities and influencers have to legally disclose that something is an ad when they're being paid to promote it on their social media, if a new bill gets passed in the UK, celebrities might legally have to say if a photo of them is photoshopped. Khloe Kardashian is quaking in her boots right now. I think we've all come to terms with the fact that Instagram is not an accurate representation of reality. Digital retouching is so accessible now, anyone can be a Photoshop or Facetune artist. But even though we know practically everything on social media is either fake or a watered down version of the truth, that doesn't mean that social media apps that share photos and videos like Instagram are not affecting our self-esteem. In fact, some experts are saying that we are dealing with a mental health crisis. One of those experts is British Member of Parliament Dr. Luke Evans, who has drawn up a bill that would ban celebrities from secretly using Photoshop and Facetune on their social media pages to alter their body or face. Dr. Evans added that celebrities have a responsibility not to mislead the young, and honestly, I think that's a splendid idea. Why is it the law for celebrities and influencers to have to disclose if something is an advertisement, but it is not the law for celebrities to disclose if they have altered their bodies or faces? Something tells me though that these people would not be celebrities if they were actually like if we actually saw what they really look like. I feel like we wouldn't follow them as much. According to a study by the Royal Society of Public Health, Instagram is the worst app for mental health among young people, which is a scary thing because young people and teenagers especially are glued to their phones. The study said that Instagram is associated with high levels of anxiety, depression, bullying, and fear of missing out. It also fosters a negative body image and poor sleep habits. So it's no surprise that lawmakers want to try to find ways to change this and ease this apparent mental health crisis for young people. And one of the ways they want to do that is by making celebrities disclose in their posts if their body is altered in the photo. The news that a bill would make secretly editing your photos illegal was shared on Twitter by Mike Sington in a now viral tweet that used Khloe Kardashian's recent Photoshop scandal as an example. He tweeted, "Proposed law in the UK would make celebrities label as edited photos posted to Instagram that are photoshopped. Members of Parliament. Edited photos on Instagram are fueling a mental health crisis because they're creating a warped sense of beauty." For those that haven't seen our videos on Khloe's Photoshop scandal, Khloe Kardashian posted a photo set to Instagram back in May of 2020 that got a lot of people talking. She looked amazing in this photo set, but she also looked like a totally different person. Then a couple of weeks ago, a fan on Twitter actually found the episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that was shot on the same day that this photo set was taken. The side-by-side comparison was used in the now viral tweet announcing the new proposed law. Now, many people came to Khloe's defense arguing that she's been bullied all her life by the media, by her sisters and mother, and mass cyberbullied for being the quote-unquote ugly Kardashian. And she's totally not, man. Like, it bothers me that she even feels like she has to edit herself because that's like the best she's ever looked. Like, she looks incredible, just not edited. I don't get it. Anyone who's experienced what Khloe has though would probably have really low self-esteem, and they probably might want to compete with their other sisters, or they probably want to ease the amount of criticism that they get. But the problem is that everybody knows that she's being untruthful. Here were responses to that viral tweet. "She's beautiful. I don't understand the need to alter yourself to such an extent for a social media post." Next, "Because everyone bullied her for years, calling her the fat and ugly one. People care about mental health until it comes to the people that they're bullying." I think making it a law to disclose when a photo's been digitally altered is a good idea, but I also think it might do a lot of harm as well. What if someone is just genuinely gorgeous and they don't edit their photos? Wouldn't that make us feel crappy about ourselves too, to know that they're that way naturally and it's completely unattainable? And also, would these celebrities have to declare what they have edited, or just say that a photo is edited and leave it up for assumption? I do think that culturally we are headed in a direction of accepting all body types and just, natural beauty and people without makeup. What was once seen as a flaw is now seen as a unique quality that makes us special. I'm seeing all these really cool images of like stretch marks, and then they have them like edited to make them look like waves, like ocean waves. People are smart enough nowadays to find out if you've been editing your photos. There's entire Instagram accounts dedicated to exposing celebrity Photoshop and plastic surgery. And I think most of the influencers I know are terrified of someone finding out that they edit their photos and that they'll be exposed. So they're just deciding to be real with their followers about how they actually look. But again, we've got a long way to go. Like a long way to go.
Khloe Kardashian has been in the news following her Photoshop scandal, and a lot of people are calling her out for her behavior. So we thought we should expose the people who have warned us about Khloe in the past. In at number 10, Larsa Pippen. Larsa Pippen is a former friend of the Kardashian clan, but after she left, she revealed a shady secret about Khloe. During an interview with the Hollywood Raw podcast, Pippen said that she dated Tristan Thompson right before he started dating Khloe, saying, quote, "I was kind of seeing Tristan before Khloe or any of them knew he existed. I was seeing him. I had him come to LA. I brought him to a party Kim had. I introduced him to all of them. And then apparently without saying a word to Larsa, Khloe and Tristan started their relationship. Larsa seemed to be a good sport about things, but that's definitely a violation of girl code. And shows that Khloe isn't loyal when she's interested in someone's man. In at number 9, Khloe Grace Moretz. During Kim and Kanye's feud with Taylor Swift, Khloe Grace Moretz got involved, and Khloe took a nasty low blow. After Kim released a video on Snapchat of Kanye West discussing his famous song with Taylor, Khloe Grace Moretz tweeted to defend Swift from the accusation that she lied about not knowing about the song before it was released. Moretz said, quote, "Stop wasting your voice on something so petulant and unimportant. Everyone in this industry needs to get their heads out of a hole and look around to realize what's actually happening in the real world." Then Khloe Kardashian jumped in to defend her sister, tweeting back, quote, "Is this the hole you're referring to, Khloe Grace Moretz?" adding a picture that seemingly showed Moretz's bare butthole. Moretz clapped back that the girl in the photo was not her, and tons of celebrities came to Moretz's defense against the nasty clapback. In at number 8, Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose was one of the celebrities that jumped in to defend Khloe Grace Moretz in her exchange with Khloe Kardashian. After the photo was tweeted out, Ruby Rose tweeted, quote, "Yo Khloe, I thought you were rad when I met you, but this is awful, and this is a 19-year-old girl. Nobody likes being bullied or made to feel worthless, yet so many people will go above and beyond to make others feel that way." Khloe defended her actions, responding back, quote, "I'm the last person to bully, but have an animal instinct to protect and defend my family. Refrain from commenting on my family and our business, and I'll do the same." So clearly Khloe did not regret posting that video whatsoever, and when Ruby kindly called out the action, Khloe somewhat threatened Ruby Rose. In at number 7, Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers makes her living by poking fun at celebrities, but when she did this to Kim Kardashian, Khloe was not happy about it. The feud between them started when Joan parodies Kim's infamous adult tape with Ray J by taking a photo in bed with Ray J, obviously to mock their tape. But Khloe pulled some punches of her own to ensure that Joan did not get away scot-free. Apparently, Khloe was set to co-host Joan's show Fashion Police, but she decided to pull out at the very last second, leaving producers scrambling to find a replacement last minute. And honestly, I thought at this point Kim would be able to take a joke about that event. I mean, it literally made her entire family famous. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal to make fun of. In at number 6, Adrienne Bailon. Adrienne Bailon dated Rob Kardashian in the beginning of their show, but they ended up breaking up because Rob cheated on her. However, it seemed that Adrienne had a good relationship with the sisters after the fact, but we learned later on that that actually wasn't the case. And Adrienne has had a rocky relationship with the Kardashians post-breakup. A feud ignited when Adrienne was on the cover of Latina magazine, and in the interview she said her decision to appear on Keeping Up was not a good one and actually hurt her career. Many of the Kardashians responded to this on Twitter, including Khloe, who said, quote, "Don't kick my brother while he's down. Thought her and I were cool, shake my head." Another negative moment between them was actually captured on the show. And Adrienne's family was going camping with the Kardashians. And even though Adrienne's family is very conservative, Khloe kept swearing and talking about sex while around her parents, which made Adrienne's family very uncomfortable. Halfway at number 5, Amy Schumer. While hosting Saturday Night Live, Amy Schumer took a dig at Khloe Kardashian, and Khloe clapped back. When talking about Khloe's weight loss, Schumer said, quote, "We used to have Khloe. Khloe was ours, right? Whenever there's a group of women, you identify with one of them, right? Khloe, she lost half her body weight. She lost to Kendall, and we have nothing." And obviously this was somewhat of a backhanded compliment, saying that Khloe was relatable because she didn't look as fit as her other sisters before her transformation. But I don't think that Amy actually meant it in a bad way. Khloe responded to the joke saying, quote, "No need to tear down others just to make yourself feel bigger. It actually makes you quite small. I'm on a healthy journey. I don't care for the hate." With Amy responding back, quote, "Nothing but love for that family. I like the idea of sending women the message to be happy in their own skin. Hashtag peace." So it seems Amy's message here was body positivity. In at number 4, Ronnie Magro. The Jersey Shore star had a bad interaction with Khloe Kardashian. This was because at one point Ronnie was actually dating Khloe's BFF, Malika Hack, and Khloe seemed to get jealous about how much time they were spending together. Side note, I had no idea that Ronnie and Malika dated. That is like the weirdest couple ever. But anyways, when speaking about the fact that her and Malika weren't hanging out as much, Khloe took a major dig at Ronnie, saying, quote, "Maybe she's embarrassed that she's dating Ronnie from Jersey Shore, 'cause I would be." Yikes, that's a really shady thing to say about your best friend. And the fact that she's trashing Ronnie when she's also a reality TV star and has done questionable things on camera is just really shady all around. In at number 3, Jordyn Woods. A lot of people believe that Khloe's scandal with Jordyn Woods exposed a nasty side of her. For a refresh on everything, Jordyn and Tristan Thompson, who was Khloe's baby daddy, had some sort of intimate contact, either a kiss or more. But what complicated things more was that Jordyn was best friends with Kylie, Khloe's younger sister. After the news came out, the entire family trashed on Jordyn publicly, while Jordyn stayed quiet. It also seemed like the family forgave Tristan rather quickly, while Kylie was almost forced to end her friendship with Jordyn. Jordyn ended up going on Red Table Talk to discuss her side of things. And after that interview, Khloe went on the defense and started tweeting more things against Jordyn. One shady tweet said, quote, "Why are you lying, Jordyn Woods? If you're going to try and save yourself by going public instead of calling me privately to apologize first, at least be honest about your story. By the way, you are the reason my family broke up." And of course no one's defending Jordyn's actions here, but it takes two to tango. And Tristan has a long history of cheating on Khloe and disrespecting her publicly. So many felt it was wrong for her to almost take it out entirely on Jordyn. We can probably all agree that Tristan is most likely the one who initiated things. In at number 2, Nicole Polizzi. It seems that Khloe has a vendetta against Jersey Shore because Nicole Polizzi, aka Snooki, spoke about how she had a terrible experience when she met Khloe. Nicole was a guest on Cocktails with Khloe, and when talking about their first interaction, Polizzi flat out said that Khloe insulted her. She claimed that Kim Kardashian invited her over to the family's home, saying, quote, "Kim tapped you on the shoulder." She goes, "Khloe, look who's here. And you looked me up and down and said, 'I swear to God, I'm not lying.' And you go, 'What the F is she doing here? Are you kidding me, Kim?'" Khloe says she doesn't remember insulting Nicole like that, but Nicole has really no reason to lie about something like that, so I'm definitely believing Nicole on this one. And if that's true, that is just really disgusting. That is so mean. In at number 1, Jamila Jamil. Jamila Jamil spoke up about the recent Khloe Kardashian Photoshop scandal on her Instagram, and she didn't hold back with her criticism against Khloe. Jamil said that Khloe's bikini scandal has been very damaging, saying, quote, "They played their fans, but they played themselves worse, and everybody loses. Adding the diet culture is the real enemy." Saying later in the caption, quote, "Even though I remain furious at how much this family perpetuates fat phobia and impossible beauty standards, I totally see why they're so obsessed with presenting as whatever society's latest ideal of perfect is, because they were harassed and bullied and scrutinized to within an inch of their lives." So it seems that Jamil has empathy for what Khloe has gone through, but she understands Khloe and her family are a big reason that these beauty standards have been upheld in our society today.